Imagine this. You're in the middle of a conversation, and suddenly, you realize something's off. You start questioning yourself. Did I really agree to that? Or was that what I really wanted? Before you know it, you're doing something that feels wrong. Sound familiar? What you're experiencing might be manipulation. And in today's world, it happens more often than you think. But what if you could spot it before it even started? What if you could shut it down like Ayanokoji Kiyotaka from Classroom of the Elite? In this video, we're diving into the art of persuasion, how Ayanokoji would spot manipulation techniques, and more importantly, how he would defend against them. Let's start with something important. Persuasion and manipulation aren't the same thing. Persuasion is about influencing someone through logic or emotion in a way that benefits both sides. It's open, honest. But manipulation, that's more sinister. It's when someone twists your thoughts or emotions for their own gain, often at your expense. Ayanokoji understands both, but what sets him apart is his ability to see through manipulation before it even has a chance to take hold. One of Ayanokoji's key strengths is his observational power. He doesn't just listen to what people say, he watches how they act. Most manipulators give themselves away with subtle cues, eye movements, changes in tone, nervous habits. Ayanokoji notices all of this. For example, someone might flatter you excessively to make you drop your guard. But Ayanokoji wouldn't fall for it. He knows flattery often hides manipulation. Another way Ayanokoji defends himself is through emotional detachment. Most manipulation works because it triggers strong emotions, anger, guilt, even love. But Ayanokoji, he never lets emotions cloud his judgment. In Classroom of the Elite, you see him in high-pressure situations where others are panicking, but he stays calm. This lets him see things as they are, not as someone wants him to see them. When you can detach emotionally, you don't get dragged into someone else's narrative. This is key to defending against manipulation because once you're emotionally involved, it becomes much easier for people to influence you. Let's look at two common manipulation techniques: guilt tripping and gaslighting. Guilt tripping is when someone makes you feel bad for something you didn't even do, trying to control your actions by making you feel responsible. Gaslighting? That's when they twist reality to make you doubt yourself. Ayanokoji wouldn't fall for these tactics. Why? Because he understands human behavior on a deep level. If someone starts guilt tripping him, he sees it for what it is, a tactic to get him to act against his best interest. And gaslighting? Ayanokoji's too grounded in logic to doubt his own reality. He trusts what he sees, what he knows. So, how can you defend yourself like Ayanokoji? It starts with setting boundaries. Manipulators test your limits. They'll push a little, then a little more, until they get what they want. But if you set clear boundaries from the start, you don't give them room to operate. Ayanokoji does this by being direct and unwavering. He doesn't play their game. If someone crosses the line, he calls it out, either with silence or a sharp observation that makes them rethink their approach. For us, it's about saying no when something feels off, or even stepping back from people who consistently try to manipulate. The stronger your boundaries, the harder it is for someone to pull you into their control. To truly defend against manipulation, you also need to understand where it comes from. Manipulators aren't always evil. Often, they're insecure, driven by a need for control because they fear losing power. Ayanokoji sees through this. He recognizes their need for validation, and because of that, he doesn't give them what they want. He stays neutral. If you can see why someone is manipulating you, it becomes easier to stop it. Understanding that it's about them, not you, takes away the emotional sting. Ayanokoji doesn't just defend against manipulation. Sometimes, He uses manipulative tactics himself, but in a very controlled way. He reverse engineers the same techniques to take control of situations. He plants ideas in people's minds, knowing how they'll react. It's like setting a trap and watching them walk right into it. While we don't need to manipulate others, understanding how these techniques work can help us defend ourselves. Knowing how someone might try to twist your thinking makes you more resilient when they do. So, what can we take away from Ayanokoji's approach? First, stay calm. When someone is trying to manipulate you, they rely on you reacting emotionally. If you stay level-headed, they lose power. Second, observe. Watch what they say and do, and don't just take things at face value. Third, set strong boundaries. And finally, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. That's it for today's breakdown of how Ayanokoji would spot and defend against manipulation techniques. These strategies aren't just for Anon. They can help you in everyday life too. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next one.